Hello and welcome to another episode of Fintech Focus TV with me, Toby Bab. Today I am delighted to be joined all the way from Lebanon by Imad Wardé from HedgeGuard. Imad, how are you doing?
Very good, thank you. And you?
Very good indeed, thanks. Very good indeed. So usually based in Paris, you're over in Lebanon at the moment. HedgeGuard's a business which I've been seeing some really interesting stuff happening recently. But for those who haven't had the benefit of seeing too much about it so far, tell us a little bit about HedgeGuard.
So HedgeGuard is a technology provider for portfolio managers. It could be hedge funds, family offices, or traditional asset managers. We provide portfolio management systems as well as middle office outsourcing services for both traditional asset managers and crypto institutions.
And this is happening all over the world now, right, for you, as you say?
Yeah. Now we're signing clients in Brazil, in the United States, in Asia. So it's going wild.
Keeping you busy, keeping you busy,
very busy.
And in the middle of all this, we've had this COVID situation come up, and it's allowed you to sort of diversify and find new areas, etc. Some really interesting stats that we've been talking about beforehand with regards to the impact of crypto on the crisis. Tell us a little bit about that, if you would.
Well, we were extremely busy during the crisis. Our traditional business stalled a little bit, but in terms of crypto, we were extremely busy. I personally did more than 50 demos in 90 days, and we signed many clients. We saw also a lot of people in this ecosystem working together, partnering together to move forward and provide added value for the clients. So yeah, mainly we signed with hedge funds, with banks, with brokers. We've been seeing also the prime brokerage in the crypto space picking up. We ourselves are filing to become a custodian, a crypto custodian, and a crypto prime broker. Wow. So yeah, it's been very busy, and not only for us but for the whole ecosystem.
And has that been something that was deliberate beforehand? Have you been sort of surfing in that space, or was it you saw an opportunity? What drove you to the crypto area? Because it still, to me, stays an area which people have a little bit of hesitance about. That people are interested, but sort of standoffish at the same sort of stage. What convinced you to say, right, this is the right route for us?
First of all, I consider that success is answering a need. In 2017, we started getting demo requests from crypto institutions for portfolio management system. This is how I got into it, because I had to answer a need. But then I started digging into the crypto space, understanding what it is exactly and why I should really be in it. So I'm going to take this $100 bill. Can you see it?
Got it.
The most important thing in the on this bill is the serial number. Can you see it?
Got it.
So if this piece of dollar gets damaged and you still have the serial number, you go to the bank, they give you another $100. The second thing is the value. Okay, so you can see $100 here, and the third thing is the signature of the bank. And this, can you see this? It tells you that it's a true $100. So basically, the serial number is just an account. It's the account number that stores $100, and it's a true one. So this is money. Mm-hmm. If you have it, that means you really have it. Now, there's another way of printing money. It would be on a ledger. It's like, it doesn't exist as physically like this, but it exists on a computer. And how do you access to it? You access it, it's the bank that holds this money, and you access it through your login and password. You access the bank ledger, and on that ledger, you see your IBAN, which is the equivalent of the serial number here, and you see the value of how much you have on this account. Now, the problem is the bank is holding your money. You're not holding the money. You are the owner. And what's happening today in Lebanon is that we know that we're not the owners, because the banks in Lebanon are going bankrupt and people are losing their money. So Bitcoin and the blockchain came as an alternative system in which instead of having this with me, I will have it as a transaction, okay, on internet. So I will have exactly the same thing, three things: a serial number, a value, and a new way to sign this piece of money without being able to falsify it. So this is Bitcoin. And now it is on internet instead of having this on a database at the bank. So if it is on internet, I have it and I can access it anytime. The problem is to access it, you need to have a very long password that we call a private key. And this private key, we store it on a key like this. This one, this key is called the ledger key. Why I need to store it on a ledger key? Because it's very long, it's very secure. And the problem that comes here, okay, I don't need anymore a bank that stores the money for me because the money is stored on internet. But I have this ledger key and somebody can come and, and take it from me. So now I'm risking all my money because once they access the private key, they can wire the money to their own wallets. So there is potential theft. What happened recently is that we got new custodial technology that we call Mpc Technologies, or layer two networks, in which actually I'm not giving the money to the custodian because the money is on internet. Yeah. I'm actually giving the custodian the key. Now they have the key. They can steal the money again. The bank can steal the money. The custodian can steal the money. But with the Mpc technology, actually, they don't have the key. They have part of the key. So to move the money, they need my approval. To move my money, I need also their approval. But the custody problem in crypto, which was the biggest problem, has been solved. Literally has been solved. So we think we can achieve zero, close to zero probability of theft. That's one. Two, let's say, okay, Bitcoin, there's a lot of controversy about Bitcoin. But let's talk about the dollar. If the dollar now can circulate on the blockchain the way Bitcoins circulate on the blockchain, meaning now I can have crypto euros or crypto USD on a new technology stack that is the blockchain. That means we can exchange dollars easier, and I can be 100% sure that the crypto dollars and the crypto euros are safe and it's not the bank that can do whatever they want with it. So this is why we are filing for a crypto custodian license, and companies like Fireblocks, like Credo, like Curve solved the problem of custody, as I told you. So this is a major enhancement. This problem hasn't been solved like years ago. It has been just solved right now, and it's being improved on a daily basis. I can tell you it's being improved on a daily basis. And the third thing is, any transaction on the blockchain that happens, you can trace it back. You can trace it back to who did it. So as you know, Twitter got hacked. So some people sent dollars, got dollars from other people. So we are going to know who the wallet that we transferred money to. Who is it? Who is this guy? So if I were him, I hacked Twitter, I would have done it on the traditional finance technology stack, which it's much easier actually to take money, because on Bitcoin we can trace back to who is doing what. So you can do whatever you want, but ultimately we would know who you are. And companies like Elliptic and Chain Analysis are companies who can tell you who is doing what on the Bitcoin. So once the dollar and the euro get tokenized, the second step would be assets and properties, like homes, or assets like stocks like Amazon stock or Apple stock, instead of buying it on an exchange, settling it on with a bank, now you can trade it on a crypto exchange and settle it directly on the blockchain. It is much more easier from my point of view. I can tell you, I coded millions lines of code with these two hands. I coded in the traditional and I coded in the crypto. I can tell you that the crypto is much more open. It's just a technology stack on which we are trying to transfer the actual traditional finance to this technology stack to make it much easier to trade, much easier to settle, etc. I don't know if I was clear about this whole issue of money, but this is how I see it. We're not in crypto for Bitcoin and ETH and how much Bitcoin is going to be tomorrow. I'm not interested in that. Bitcoin's value can grow up only if you transfer a lot of money, a lot of USDs to Bitcoin. What does it mean? We are going to have maximum 21 million Bitcoins. Okay, this is we're not going to have more than that. This is the maximum store of Bitcoin that we are going to have. If people sell their USDs and buy Bitcoins, then we can know the price of Bitcoin. How? Because we have today $100 trillion in traditional money. If the $100 trillion go to Bitcoin, we know that the value of a Bitcoin would be $100 trillion divided by 21 million. You will get the value of a Bitcoin. So if you want to know how much, the value of the Bitcoin today, you need to know how much USD has been transferred to Bitcoin, and you look at how much Bitcoins you have, and you just do the divide, because the Bitcoin itself does not have value. This is my point of view. We are managing.
Sorry. To me, it's a very interesting fact, because the simplicity here is key to its success, right? And that's why there's so much interest from people like yourself. The reticence and why potentially it hasn't become as mainstream as it could do so far has been a little bit about fear and unknown and security, I guess. And it sort of started from a sort of secretive sort of underworld basis. Whereas actually what you're talking about is this being, far more secure at the same sort of stage, despite the sort of news that we're hearing as it, the Twitter hacks breaks pretty much over the last 24, 48 hours and such like. Tell me a little bit about your confidence around how it does, the future of crypto and how it becomes more mainstream.
Well, it will become, crypto as such will not become, might not become mainstream. So we're working today with crypto natives. When we call crypto native assets, are those assets that were initially launched as crypto, okay? But what we're saying is the whole economy might switch to a crypto technology. So I'm looking at it from a technology perspective, not from an asset perspective. So let's say today you are a very modern company. You start your company, and instead of raising funds the regular way, you do an ICO, and you raise in Bitcoin and Ether. Okay, great. That means you started as crypto native. Okay, so the crypto native economy is very small today. Okay, even if it goes mainstream, it's still very small. However, let's take the Amazon stock, Amazon or Apple or Facebook. Those guys can tokenize their assets, meaning that instead of dealing with Facebook as a stock on a regular exchange, you will have a Facebook token. If you have this token, that means you own a share in Facebook. This is what I call going mainstream. So we cannot go mainstream before tokenizing the dollars and the euros. And this is what central banks are doing now. This is what we call CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. So how do I have dollars today? I have it either under this form or or as a credit card with a regular bank. Now we are going to have a third form, which what we call a CBDC, which is a token that is on the blockchain. So when this is done, what I can do tomorrow is buy an Apple token or an Amazon token with crypto with crypto dollars or crypto euros, and that would be extremely fast because both are tokenized. This is the way for using crypto technology as a mainstream technology. So first step, central bank digital currencies, and we have great news. I mean, Tunisia has tokenized its currency. China has done it. They are conducting tests now. I don't know if Sweden did it or Estonia, but also the euro. They are really seriously doing proof of concepts. And, you know, the one who's blocking is the real Donald Trump. So they are, in the US, serious talks are happening now. But yes, once we have a crypto dollar backed by the central bank, a crypto euro backed by the central bank, a pound backed by the central bank, and a Swiss franc backed by the central bank, then we are going to see other securities going on the blockchain, and that's how, and it's gonna take maybe 10 years, but to see central bank digital currencies, I think it's within the next 12 months. Only within the next 12 months, major changes are gonna happen.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it seems to fluctuate, and it's been a sort of real roller coaster of adoption. I mean, if we look back, was it 2, maybe 3 years ago, there was an absolute explosion of ICOs, wasn't there? And we were hearing about them left, right, and centre. Every property fund was looking at an ICO at various stages, and then it suddenly sort of withdrew back very quickly on that. Was that a case of a gold rush too early? Was it adoption before everything had sorted itself out? And will we see that again?
Probably. And we might see something else. So you could not raise funds as through Bitcoin, but what you could do is an ICO. So what is an ICO? An ICO is, I want to start a company. Instead of raising funds, I ask my potential clients to pay me now. You know, to buy the product on map. You know, the product is not here. So I say, this is my roadmap. I'm going to do something really nice. And if you buy it now, you will have a 25% discount. This is an ICO. So I'm pre-selling my product that I did not build yet. So I think you have to be like really crazy to invest in ICO.
Yeah.
Now, potentially at HedgeGuard, we might do an ICO. Why? Because we have a product that is destined for crypto and institution. It is ready. It's up and running. People are using it. Now I can do my ICO because it really exists. It has a turnover. The company is healthy. Now, if I do an ICO, it might work.
Yeah. And this has similar sort of impacts to the whole investment and fintech space anyway, doesn't it? With with when people invest and
exactly
which series and pre-venture and all this sort of stuff as well. It's very interesting. It's a different way of looking at the problem.
Exactly. So the ICO a couple of years ago, people were selling air and getting Bitcoin and Ether. So yes, not everything was air. Okay, many projects were delivered. I can speak, for example, of the Celsius Network, who are one of our clients. Celsius Network, for example, was an ICO, and it's happening well. They have $600 million under management now, and their model is, for example, you give me your Bitcoins, I give you interest. At a certain point, they were giving out 10% interest. Now they are giving 4%. It's going down, but still, it's you can get interest now on Bitcoin. And so the loan industry is here, but also we are seeing futures being traded, options being traded. We're seeing a lot of traders coming from Goldman Sachs, UBS, and other banks entering this industry. So yes, it's getting institutionalized now, and this is why we also are in this business. If we wanted to make it happen, it's not going to happen alone. I mean, some serious people have to be in there, and this is why we are here.
Yeah, I think there's an interesting aspect that institutionalized is certainly a part of it, and I think from being very far afield from it, and seeing it with a bit of scorn, you're actually seeing investment banks now sort of recognize the opportunity within it without question. What I think is also interesting is the amount of people who've been in those institutions who are now going out and doing it on their own. It's a much more fragmented sort of space with a much more level playing field, as far as I can see it, from the small guys right up to the big guys. What does that mean for the industry?
I did not get the question. Can you come again, please?
Yeah, so for me, I think you're seeing a number of people who are maybe now trading from home, who are to gain advantage, in my opinion. You don't have to be working for an institution within this. There's a far more level playing field, with people who are doing this, from their home offices and such like. Do you see that having an impact on the financial markets?
I don't know.
Changing the shape. Yeah.
Working from home, I can tell you that it depends on the size of the company. So even if you take a traditional company, a traditional manager, if it's a small manager, they are very agile. So all of our clients are, most of our clients are managing between 100 million and $1 billion on the traditional space. Most of them had a business continuity plan from home, all of them.
Yeah.
And actually HedgeGuard is part of the business continuity plan. So you can work from home. No problem. Now, when you look at the crypto institutions, all the demos I had, people were working from home. They are still working from home because by nature they are like digital natives, and they are open to work from home. Now, when you look at the bigger institutions, there is a big problem. So bigger institutions like like Natixis, like BNP. One time I was in a big institution. That was last year, they were learning to use Skype. And I was like, uh-oh, nobody uses Skype anymore. So there is Zoom, there is Microsoft Teams. So, and the question that we have to ask is COVID a one-time happening, or it might happen again and again?
Yeah.
If yes, performance of bigger institutions that are not adapted to performance while working remotely will struggle. Yes. Yeah. So at HedgeGuard, anyone can work from home before COVID. So we are, and during COVID, actually, it became extremely interesting because some meetings that were not taking place took place, and now they are taking place regularly. So it structured the company in a much more efficient way. And what I'm saying here is, if you're not used to produce while working remotely, it might be a big problem in the coming years because we don't know what's going to happen. Many people think because the system is stable, it cannot be destabilized. Everybody knows that it's going to be like this and nothing's going to change. I'm actually working moment by moment, and I'm pretty much adapting moment by moment.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting you say that. And companies like yours have, I think, almost exclusively, I've been speaking to businesses in this space, and people have adapted to it really, really well because it's been something that's been in the pipe, for some time. How big's the company now?
About 45 people.
About 45 people, and that's in Paris and Lebanon as the
Paris, Lebanon.
hub.
Yeah, Beirut office is now becoming the biggest office, but we have a good presence in France. We're like 15 people in France. There's also Azim, who went to Australia, and recently we recruited Chris Titus, who is based in Boston, and to the offices in the Asia and the Americas, we are going to grow these offices.
Yeah, so it's exciting times on all that side, and with regards to this new norm and seeing a fragmented sort of working team. And I say fragmented as in spread working team, over continents and such like. How easy has that been for you as a leader of that business? Have you maintained that sort of continuity, that confidence, that communication, that strategy? What have been some of the things that you've taken from that?
Are you talking about these particular moments that we just
Absolutely,
went?
yeah.
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 Okay, so this one is very easy. This one is very easy. HedgeGuard has been struggling for years. So we went between 2012 and 2017, 18. I lived hell on earth. So it was extremely hard for me. So while most people it was okay for everyone, it was not at all okay for HedgeGuard because times were extremely hard.
Yeah.
So how many times we could have gone, bankrupt? Many times. And I had, dodging bullets all the time. So I was trained. When this crisis came, fingers in the nose. I feel like I've been prepared all my life for these moments because if you go through hard times and you survive, you come out with a big experience. So I'm actually now okay, hard times, but we are very stable. We are addressing the needs of the moment. What does the client need? We just do it. What does the investor need? We just do it.
Yeah.
What the employees need? We just do it. We are on, responding to what is happening now. What's going to happen tomorrow? I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. I know what is happening now. So I am ingrained in the now, and I'm acting on a daily basis now.
Yeah.
No positive, no negative, no state of mind. Just do the job. Do the job. Many people, because, oh, it might happen this tomorrow, so I stop working. No, do what you can do. Because if we cannot do anything about COVID. If you don't do what you cannot do, it's not a problem. But if you do not do what you can do, it's a disaster. So I'm talking like this to the team on a daily basis, making sure that everybody is focused on what he has to do. Now, how do I do that? I say, if this happens, this is our plan. I'm taking care of this. If banks don't pay you, I will pay you this way. If there is social unrest, this is the plan. We have an evacuation plan here. So we have plans for everything that might happen. If it happens, then we act it, okay? Now, so I'm making sure that the team is completely focused on what they can do. And what they can do actually is help the client on a daily basis. This is what they can do. So yeah, this is how I've been going through the crisis. And yeah, the team, sometimes they are stressed, but I'm present. I'm present with the team. I'm present on sales. I'm present on dev. I'm present on product management. I'm present on operations. Whenever there is a big issue, I am here now.
Brilliant.
That's it.
Lead from the front.
This is all I can do.
And I guess what you're talking about there absolutely coincides with how, I think pivot's an overused word, but you've sort of seen an opportunity there within COVID. And when you see the growth that you've enjoyed, I guess, for want of a better expression, through this in the crypto world, this has been something which has been, because of that sort of mentality, I guess.
Yes, yes. I think so. We've been prepared. Between 2017 and 2020, we've been building technology for crypto. Because crypto picked up, we were prepared, and you hear it everywhere. It's when opportunity meets preparations. This is when you succeed. So in the space of 2 months, we signed 10 clients, and the pipe is very strong. We're still receiving a lot of demo requests. But also we didn't do it alone. I'm not saying I'm very strong. No, it's the ecosystem that is succeeding. When an ecosystem succeeds, it's like a wave. You just have to surf the wave.
Yeah. So what's next then? I know you're living in the present right now as well, but what does the future hold for HedgeGuard?
Prime brokerage, because this is, I mean, the future is made of the present, in the sense that if you listen to the, if you listen to the client's needs, what they need today, you will be able to answer those needs. What people are trying to solve now, the problem that needs to be solved is many fund managers in crypto would like to manage accounts. So imagine that you have 100 clients, and each client has a for each client, you have to open an account on a different exchange. That means you have to open 1,000 accounts on multiple exchanges and manage all the API keys, which becomes very, very fast, hectic. So we are building. Actually, we already built it. We're just finishing the last pieces of the puzzle. A way of you're facilitating trading of managed accounts. That's what we are calling the prime brokerage business. Also facilitating access to, for example, the Celsius network to get interest on your digital assets. Also being custodian using technologies I told you, Fireblocks. Also, we can enrich it with the Credo technology for managing multiple accounts. And also add to it the KYC AML, because you as a manager, you don't want to each time do the know your transaction. So here also we implemented a couple of technologies, both for traditional transactions and crypto transactions. So all of this is going to, we are kicking off this Q1 2021, maybe under a new brand that we are going to call CryptoLinks. Okay. And why? Again, why? Because this is what the client needs.
Yeah, client driven, which is so often the hallmark of a business that does well, right? If you're listening to there, and from what you were saying beforehand about making sure you're doing the right thing for your customers and driving that, it's no surprise that you're navigating this so well. I feel like I could ask 10 billion more questions here. It's been entertaining, it's been enjoyable, it's been insightful, it's been educational, it's been great fun. I've really enjoyed talking to you, Imad. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. And I really appreciate you joining us on Fintech Focus TV.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
It's an absolute pleasure. And thank you all for
watching. It was a
watching.
pleasure for me also. Thank you.
Good man. Good man. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.